This is really weird. Not seeing anybody or your bodies or your faces. Anyway, welcome. Miss you guys. Let's start the practice. You might find it useful, hang on, if you have some kind of blanket and a cushion. So you can just grab a blanket and a cushion if you have one. If you have yoga blocks, great, but I'm assuming that you likely don't. And please, the most important thing is to take care of yourself, especially since I can't see you, to see that you're safe. And just remembering that in the Yin practice, it's not so much how we look in the pose, but how and what do you feel in the pose. So the aesthetic isn't really important in this style of yoga. You don't want to feel pain, but you do want to feel some kind of sensation, just so that you know that you're going to affect some tissue change. So we're not actually targeting muscles, we're targeting the fascia. So we actually want the muscles to be relaxed in these postures. Anyway, I'll talk you through it. It's going to be hard for you to see me, and I don't generally teach by showing the poses. I generally use my voice, so I'll do a combination of both. And I'm Lucy if I don't know you. So I want you to start lying on your back. So your head can be away from wherever your computer is. And you're going to bend your knees. And you're going to have your heels underneath your shins. So your thighs are parallel and your feet are parallel. And your shoulders are relaxed. The back of the neck is long, and you can rest your hands either on your belly or just alongside your body. And we'll just take a few moments to arrive, to let go of your day so far. And just placing your attention in your body, noticing the parts of the body making contact with the floor. And then to enhance our capacity to deal with what we're dealing with, the situation that's left many people feeling a lot of uncertainty, fear, stress, anxiety. I'd just like you to start to breathe in and out. If you can, you're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. It's breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, with the belly soft and relaxed. Focusing on the breath coming in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you can say the word soft as you breathe in. You can say the word belly as you breathe out. So saying the word soft as you breathe in, belly as you breathe out. Belly softening and relaxing as you exhale. This practice of soft belly breathing is slowing heart rate, lowering blood pressure, releasing the big muscles, quieting activity in the amygdala, which is the part of the brain that activates your fight, flight, and freeze response. So this is a great tool, this soft belly breathing, anytime that you're feeling anxious. And setting an intention for your practice. Why are you here? And what do you hope to receive? Just bringing that to your mind's eye. Cultivating an intention helps to bring our attention to the practice, bringing awareness into the body. So on the next inhale, I would like you to bring your right knee in towards your chest. You're going to interlace your fingers below the knee on top of the shin, and you're going to lengthen your left leg long. So you're just going to draw that right knee into your chest. Okay, only going as far as you can go comfortably, maybe even pulling out to the sides. Left leg is long. Just noting what sensation is here, exploring the sensation. Okay, and then on an out breath, release the right leg, and you're going to bring the left knee into your chest. Okay, so you're interlacing the hands below the knee on top of the shin, and you're drawing that left knee into the chest. Maybe even pulling out and around the rib cage if you're feeling like you're getting stuck there. Keep the elbows close into the body. Both shoulders are down. Throat relaxed. And just exploring the sensation on the left side. Noting what is here. Nothing that you're supposed to be feeling. You're just noticing. Okay, and then release the left leg. Okay, and bend both knees, feet on the floor. And on an in-breath, bring both knees into your chest. Bring both knees into your chest. Okay, knees together, thighs together. Squeeze the knees and the thighs, but relax the feet. And then on an in-breath, roll the head, the shoulders, the upper back so that you're touching your forehead to your knees. And then on an exhale, release. Do a couple of those. Inhaling, squeezing the knees, drawing the forehead to touch the knees. And then exhaling, release. One more with breath. On the inhale, knees to forehead, knees to chest. Rounding up, squeeze everything in. And then on an exhale, release. Feet to the floor, knees are bent. Just pause. It's important to notice the rebound. These pauses in between the postures. Those pauses can be more powerful than the posture itself. Okay, so the next posture we're going to move to is known as happy baby or stirrup pose. But we're going to do one side at a time, and we're going to hold it for 3 minutes on each side. So if you need a visual, I'm gonna lie on my back and show you the pose. Hopefully my computer's positioned okay. So you're lying on your back with your knees bent. You're going to bring the right knee towards the shoulder, and then you're going to lift the heel so that it's above the knee and your shin is vertical. Then you're going to take your hand, or if you have a strap or a tie, if your arms aren't quite long enough, you're going to grab the foot. And then you're going to lengthen the left leg. Okay, so the right knee is bent in flexion, the left leg is long. If it's not comfortable to lengthen the left leg, then you can have that left leg in a half butterfly shape. So you can just let the outer knee drop to the floor. Okay, so I'm going to set the timer here, if I can find it. And we're going to be here for 2 minutes. So as I mentioned at the start of the class, it's not how far you go in Yin Yoga poses. It's more about how you go and what the quality of your attention is. The postures are very challenging, specifically because of the length of time that we're holding them. And we want to be holding the postures in a relaxed way. So we're actually really focused on relaxing the part of the body that we're trying to target. So I want you to relax the right leg. Try and relax the right shoulder blade to the floor. Exploring sensation. Noting sensation. What is here? Might be a little achy, maybe there's some temperature to what you're starting to feel in the body. Just noting it. You want to find that Goldilocks position, not too much, but not too little. So you want to feel something, because if you're not feeling anything, then you will not affect any change in the tissues. So in Yin Yoga, we're trying to stress the tissues. So we're trying to stress the tissues so that they can grow longer, be more pliable. It's going to be the last couple breaths here on the right side. So you can release the right side. Bend both knees, feet on the floor. Just pause, noticing this rebound. And now we'll move to the left side. I'll show the left side. It's the same as the right. They say the left side's always harder. I'm just teasing. So bringing the left knee towards the chest, towards the left shoulder. Then bringing the left heel above the knee. And reaching for the outside of the left foot. So if you think about it, your left shin and your left thigh, they're at a right angle. So the left shin is vertical, and you're pulling the left shin down to the outer, to the floor towards the outer part of the left shoulder. Okay, so we'll be here 2 minutes. The right leg, you can straighten, you can keep the knee bent, you can let the outer knee fall to the floor, taking a half diamond shape. And then remember the practice that we started with the soft belly. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. The belly soft and relaxed. Focusing on the breath, coming in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we're telling our nervous system, we're okay here in this pose. We got this. Slowing our heart rate. Okay, the breath tells the muscles that they can relax because we're targeting the fascia, the connective tissue. We want the muscles to be relaxed. The yin postures, they're actually putting a controlled stress into your nervous system. And it's your ability here in these stressful shapes to modulate your breathing, to stay calm, to recognize that it's a physical stress. You're going to get through it. So we're practicing how to self-regulate here in these challenging postures. Okay. Last couple breaths. Then release the left side. Lying on your back, feet on the floor, knees are bent. You may want to have the right palm underneath the throat, the left palm on the belly. Making some connection with your body. Since we're all feeling very disconnected these days from any kind of physical touch. So placing your own hands on your body, it's a nice way to connect inward. Feeling into whatever is arising. Noticing what is here. And then we're going to move into our next posture, which is going to be a side stretch posture. So lateral, targeting the lateral side of the torso, the neck, and the hips. It's a very simple shape. You're actually going to take the shape of a banana. So I'm going to just tell you about it, and then I'm going to walk you through it. So it's a very simple shape. Lying on your back, I'm going to have you scooch over to the long left side of your back. Straighten your legs. Legs are together. Arms alongside the body. And then on an inhale, just bring the arms up above the head. So there's different arm grips you can use. So I like to grab opposite elbows. So with my right fingertips, I'm grabbing my left elbow, and with my left, the right. This isn't maybe in your body's range of motion. So you may just want to grab the right wrist with the left hand. You're pulling a little bit of traction on that right arm by grabbing the wrist, okay? If you have anything going on in your shoulder, you can just rest the right arm above the head or alongside the body. From here now, I'd like you to, with your buttocks firmly glued to the mat, you're gonna move your upper body to the left, okay? So pick up the head, the shoulders, move it to the left. You want to go as far as you can go. And when you can't go any further, you move the legs to the left. Okay? So you're probably starting to feel a side stretch. There's one critical thing here. It's important to do the arms first and the legs second. And the posture really only works if you keep your buttocks glued to the earth. Especially that outer right hip has got to stay down. Okay? And then we settle in. Find the shape of the pose. Find stillness. And then we relax into it right deep down into the bones. Focusing on the breath coming in through the nose and out through the mouth, or the breath can come out through the nose if that's more comfortable for you. You're actually checking in here rather than checking out. So we're using the body as a source of information. How does tension show up? How do I react to being in this shape? How do I react to being here in this shape? When you practice yoga, you want to be on the lookout for how your perspective can change. How does changing the shape of my body actually change the shape of my mind? And as you hold this posture in stillness, you might notice that your edge has moved a little bit, or you might be invited to move a little bit deeper, which would mean scooching the upper body over to the left a little bit more, and maybe you're able to move the legs a little bit to the left. But some people actually like to cross one ankle over the other. Generally, the outside ankle crosses the inside. So in this case, the right ankle would cross the left. Okay. I actually feel more crunching when I do that, so that doesn't work for my body, but this is your practice. The thing I like about Yin is it's not how you look here in these shapes, or it's more, what do you feel? What are you noticing? This is an awareness practice. This is an awareness practice. The earth postures, floor postures of Yin Yoga can really help us to be physiologically grounded. So there's less of those swirling thoughts because we're moving our attention into our body. So we're going from cognitive, from thinking to sensory. And that's very, very important, especially if you're feeling anxiety or stress, too much thinking. And that's why I'll say things like, what are you feeling? Where are you feeling the stretch? What are you feeling? Tension or compression? How would you rate the feeling on a scale of 1 to 10, like the sensation? How would you rate it? Take your last few breaths here. Release the arms. Move the upper body back to center. Move the legs back to center. Let's realign your pelvis. And then bend the knees. And let's bring the knees to chest to release the back. You're rolling gently side to side. And then placing the right hand on the right knee, the left hand on the left knee. And let's do some knee circles. So circling the knees, big circles. Right? And then release, feet to the floor. Scooch to the left side of your mat. Straighten your legs. On an in-breath, bring the arms above the head. Choose your grip, grabbing opposite elbows. Or pulling on the left wrist, the right arm. We're going to move the upper body to the right. Okay, buttocks stay down. Upper body moves to the right. Okay, keep your buttocks down. Moving the upper body to the right. And then you're going to move the legs to the right. So upper body to the right. Make sure that left hip doesn't leave the mat. And then legs to the right. And settle in here. Now noticing that this side might even feel different than the other side. Exploring the sensation. And holding the postures without trying to change things. Just accepting more the yin aspects of ourselves. Yin and yang are quite opposite. A yang style of yoga would be fast, muscular, dynamic. A yin style of yoga, still, static, long-held postures. And we need both. We need both. But yin can take us to a place of stillness. So observe the quality of your stillness. And noticing what you're feeling. Where are you feeling it? You do want to be feeling some kind of resistance down the left side of the body. So neck, torso, through the hip. We're going to be here for one more minute. So your edge might have moved, shifted. Feel free to adjust your body any way. You want to be feeling something, not too much, but not too little. The postures are training our stress response system. We're learning how to stay calm under physical stress, and then we can consciously cultivate this when we're not on our mat. 10 seconds. Release the arms. Move the body back to neutral. Bring the legs back. And again, if you feel like bringing the knees into your chest, rolling side to side on the sacrum. Releasing the back, massaging, sacrum, the lumbar. You can circle the knees like you did on the other side if you did. And then land the feet on the floor. We're going to move, roll to our right side. And you're going to bring yourself up. And you're going to come to the front of the mat, so towards me here on the monitor. And you're going to lay on your tummy. We're going to take Sphinx posture, which is, it's called Sphinx posture because your arms look like an Egyptian sphinx. So the forearms are parallel. The elbows are slightly ahead of the shoulders. I'm just hoping you can see. There you go. I feel like I'm really far away. Okay, then your legs are long, so you can stretch the legs back, relax the feet. And this is all you have to do here. But we want to definitely be relaxing the part of the body we're targeting, which is the low back. So mainly the lumbar curve. Okay, your hips are down, pubic bone is down. You can find that swan's neck. So our upper body is engaged here, but sort of from the ribs down, we're relaxed. If this is feeling too intense, you can bring the elbows forward, so more towards the front of your mat, so that you're not at such an extreme angle in your back. When I teach this at fitness center, we have lots of props like these blocks or bolsters. So for those of you who want more sensation, if you happen to have the yoga blocks, you can bring your elbows and your forearms up onto the blocks. And that's going to increase the curve, the angle of the back bend. So you definitely don't want to be feeling pain here, but you want to be feeling something. But you also want to make sure that you can relax into the posture. In Yin, we actually want the muscles to not be engaged. Muscles bring our bones together, so we're trying to actually get into the tissues of the joints, so the ligaments, the tendons, the connective tissue. If the muscles were engaged, they're bringing those bones together, we wouldn't be able to get in there. So that's why we want to be able to hold the postures in a relaxed way. We're going to take another 10 seconds. If you've got any props, release them. Now I'm going to get you to lay your left cheek to the floor. So you're looking to the right, left arm alongside the body, palm up. Bend the right knee up as if you were doing tree pose. So you're in what's known as a recovery position. Left cheek on the floor, looking to the right, right knee bent, left arm long. Exploring. Just relaxing here in between sides. Discerning any changes that have happened beneath or behind the skin and the bones. Feeling into the sensations that are arising. The timer, so turn that off, and we're going to move to the next pose. So from lying here in this recovery position, come up again onto your chest. And this time, some more active back bend, and this is known as seal pose. So the arms are going to be straight. So if you aren't sure, have a look at me here on the video. So my arms are straight, my elbows are straight. They're not locked hard, a little softness, but the arms are pushing the floor away. Okay. My legs are long behind me. And then you can decide how intense you want this. If I bring my hands away from my hips, you can see the angle of the back bend is less intense. If I walk my hands in closer to my hips, my torso rises, and this is a much more extreme back bend. So you're going to choose what is appropriate for your body. So we find the shape of the pose. We settle in. And then we find stillness. I'm going to set the timer. Just going to hold you here for one more minute, because it is quite an intense back bend. It's an opportunity here to practice noting what is my reaction here, observing it. Gives us the ability to see what's happening in our own mind here. Moment by minute, moment. The benefits of Yin Yoga are not just physical. There's also a lot of benefit from the stillness that the practice provides, the opportunity to come to an edge and be still and be with sensation. Release. Lower the body. Right cheek to the mat. Look to the left. Bend the left knee up along the floor as if you're doing a tree pose or a recovery position. Have the right arm alongside the body, so let it rest, touching the side of the right side of the body, palm up. Perceive any difference between the right side and the left side. Linger here with any thoughts, feelings, and sensations. Remembering that we're stressing, not stretching these tissues. And we're trying to stress the cells that create these tissues so that we stimulate them. And this stimulation is how we can provide more collagen, thicker, stronger, and maybe even longer tissues. It's also a great practice for rehydrating the body. So The compression helps to produce more synovial fluid in our joints. Okay, place your palms either side of the rib cage. Push yourself up to hands and knees. So from lying on your tummy, actually alive. We're going to do a forearm plank in between postures here. So from bent knees, you can look at me if you're not sure. Elbows under the shoulders, and then clasp your hands. Tuck the pinkies in so that you can press into the outer edges of your wrists and your forearms. Okay? And straighten the right leg and straighten the left leg. Forearm plank. In Yin, it's perfectly okay for the hips to be higher than the shoulders. In other kinds of yoga, it's quite particular that the shoulders, the hips are all lined up. Not so fussy in Yin. Couple more breaths. Okay, and then lower the right knee and the left. Place the right palm down the left and the left. Separate your knees so they're wider than your hips. Bring your big toes to touch. And then we're going to sink the torso down onto the thighs as we release the hips to the heels. You will know this as child's pose. Now, using a blanket or a cushion if you grabbed one. If your forehead isn't able to touch down, grab some kind of prop, some blanket or cushion to rest the forehead on, or you could also stack your palms. It's important that the forehead is supported so that your head isn't just floating. We don't want to injure the neck. And noticing here that you're going from pushing and striving to just softening and letting go. Just releasing your thoughts to the earth. Hips are heavy. Broaden the base of the neck. Broaden across your sacrum, the low back. Soft bend in the elbows so the neck and the shoulders can release. From child's pose, please stretch the arms forward. Keep the belly on the thighs, stretch your arms forward, and then raise your head, lift your palms, inhale, bring yourself up to hands and knees, okay? So I'm in this shape that's known as all fours. I'm on my palms, I'm on my knees, my shins straight back behind my knees. And then let's push into the arms, lift the hips. If you can, take a downward dog, this upside down V shape. If not, just stay on hands and knees. Stretching the legs. Releasing one heel and then the other. Push the floor away with the arms. So you're squeezing the elbows to straight. Nice. And then look to your hands. The shoulders are going to come above the wrists, and then I'd like you to lower your knees. From hands and knees, I'd like you to step your right foot forward. Okay. So I'm in this lunge shape with my right heel underneath my knee. It's where your blanket could be really handy because my left knee is hurting. So I'm going to take my blanket and I'm going to place it under my left knee and I'm going to slide my left knee back. The further back that you can take your left knee, the more you're going to affect the tissues in that left thigh. And then I'm going to have my hands in between the right edge, the big toe edge of my right foot. I'm just going to check this out. And if I'm invited to, and it's available, lower onto your forearms here. So lowering onto the left forearm, then the right. You might even be able to come to the outer edge of the right foot, letting that right knee drop a little bit downwards. Let's just take another 30 seconds here. It's a very intense posture. They call it dragon. Probably feel like a fire-breathing dragon about now. I'm just exploring sensation. Not too much, not too little. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. Remembering how we transition these postures are part of the sequence as well. So I'd like you to straighten the right leg. The heel is down, toes are up. And I'm bringing the weight of my body over my right leg. Pressing my fingertips into the floor. I'm aware that both hip creases are moving back equally. Pressing into the right heel. Drawing that right thigh bone back. Aware of the sensation. Down the hamstring, the calf. Good. And then on an in-breath, I'm going to step that right foot in. We're going to switch sides. So I'm going to step my left foot forward. Make sure you have hip-width distance between outside edges of feet. And place my blanket under my right knee. And I'm either going to take the right knee back or walk the left heel forward, keeping my left shin vertical. Okay. So we're now affecting the front right side of the thigh. Keep your hips really earthy. So think of your pelvis moving forward and down. Forward and down. Okay, getting into the groin of the right, the thigh. So as set the timer. 30 more seconds. Exploring what is here. Noticing, responding wisely to your body's edge. You might be able to lower to forearms. And if we were in the studio, you could use the blocks to support the forearms, bringing the floor up. Sorry, that's the timer going. Okay. Take your last couple breaths. Hands to the floor. Take both buttocks, both hip creases back. Straighten the left leg. Press the left heel down. Okay. Left kneecap facing up, left toes facing the ceiling. Think about drawing the left thigh bone straight back. And you're releasing the body, the weight of the body. So we're using gravity here and body weight to affect the tissues. Just noticing what you're feeling. Nice. And then very mindfully, I'm going to walk my hands back. I'm going to slide the left knee. Good. And then sitting on your buttocks, we're going to bring the legs forward. Let's stretch the legs out. So both legs in front. You can bounce your thighs a few times. Get the blood moving. And then we're going to finish with butterfly pose, which is a diamond shape between the thighs and the shins. So if you were to bend your knees, feet on the floor, and then let your knees fall apart. Now the tendency will be to have the heels in close to your groins. We actually want to have the feet further away from us. Okay, so rather than having the feet in close to the groins, we want to have the feet further away. And then walk the buttocks back so that you're able to release the upper body down however far you can. And here's where you may want to use your blanket and your cushion to support these knees. Because if the body's supported, you're going to be able to relax more into it. So releasing the chest down and then dropping the chin to the chest, even letting the head come down. Mindfully entering the posture. Two more minutes. This is one of those postures that we may start out in, don't like this, but the more we stay here, the more we want to stay. And really tuning into what you're feeling, where you're feeling it. Yoga can teach us the importance of a one-pointed focus. We relearn how to do just one thing at a time, how to attend to sensation, how to be present. So the aim of the yoga is to focus and to quiet the mind. Just think of releasing and softening. Sense of letting go here. Just letting any mental activities, let them go. Just playing your edge here. Be the edge of resistance. To relax more into this posture, you may experience more physical comfort, but more mental agitation. It's kind of like peeling an onion. As you remove the top layer, the next layer reveals itself. Last couple breaths. You want to come out of this really slow because the fascia will want to spring back. So starting to lift the upper body away from the floor. Just pause here, sitting up. Keeping the eyes closed. Just linger with the sensations. Noticing what is here. Reflecting on the experience of being in that shape. And then straightening the legs towards me. Take the hands behind you, a little counter pose here. So my palms are on the floor behind me, my fingers are pointing to the hips. And I'm puffing up my chest. So shoulder blades draw together on the back. And you can rest the head back. Nice. And then inhale, bring the chin back to level. Scooch the buttocks forward. We're going to move into final resting posture, Shavasana or corpse pose. So letting the head come down. Straightening the legs. Separate the legs. Generally, the legs are wider than the torso or wider than the hips. And just let the toes fall away from the heels. There's no need to hold the thighs together. We want to be totally relaxed. Tuck the shoulders underneath the chest. Arms alongside the body. Generally, the arms pull about 8 inches away from the sides of the body. Turn the palms up. Relax your thumbs. Relax your big toes. Let the earth cradle the pelvis. Broaden the forehead. Soften the temples, the eyes, cheeks, the lips, the teeth, even the tongue. You have nowhere to go, nothing to do. The brain pull away from the front of the forehead. Let it move more to the back of the head. Back of the head is heavy. Soften your breathing. You don't disturb this physical stillness. Nowhere to go, no one to be. What is it like to be simply lying here, resting in this field of breathing? We've reached the end of the hour, but I'm going to offer you the option of just staying as you are. If you have more time, just take permission to lie here. The real yoga, it happens inside. And the sense of spaciousness that we get from the practice, not just this physical spaciousness in our body as we pulled our bones and stressed our joints, but also the spaciousness of the mind, how there's less swirling thoughts, a little bit quieter mind. And this is the feeling that you want to take with you when you leave. And I'll just take a moment here to mention, starting next week, April 15th, at 1 o'clock, I'm going to be guiding 6 sessions in mindfulness. So navigating challenging times with mindfulness. The program will run till April 25th, every other day. So 6 sessions, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, whatever it is. You can view more on the website. The program will help you to build some resilience and give you some tools and strategies to starting your own practice. So starting your own mindfulness meditation practice. I will start each session by introducing a theme with some of the science behind the theme. And then I will do a guided practice. And then we will have hopefully some time for discussion or questions, or somebody wants to share their experience. So the sessions will be 45 minutes on Zoom, and it's free. So I hope to see your beautiful face next Wednesday. Namaste.
Thanks, Lucy.
Oh, who's that? Thank you.
Hope to see everyone next time. Have a good evening.
Night, night. Or I guess it's not night yet, but hope to see you soon. Hope to see you on Wednesday. Bye.